Hello students, today we will talk about the cube root of rational numbers. As we studied before, when we multiply the same number by itself, like 2 times 2 equal 4. 4 here is called a perfect square rational number. But in opposite way, when we find the square root for the perfect square rational number, square root for 4 for example equal 2, and by the same, when we multiply the same number by itself 3 times, like 2 times 2 times 2 equal 8. 8 here is called perfect cube rational number, so the cube root of 8 equal 2, and symbol of cube root it be like that. Example 1. Find the area of a square whose side length 5 cm. Area here is equal side length times side length. So it's equal side length square. And side length is equal 5 cm. So 5 squared equal 25 cm square. And here we want to know the sum of square numbers, like 1 square equal 1, and 2 square equal 4, and 3 square equal 9. And by opposite way, square root for 1 equal 1, and square root for 4 equal 2, and square root for 9 equal 3, and so on. Here we have a square root for x to the power 4. When we want to getting out any variable from the square root, we need to divide the power by 2. So here, x to the power 4, 4 is divided by 2 to become x square. And by the same, when we wanted to getting out the x to the power 6 from the square root, here we need to divide 6 over 2 to become x to the power 3 or x cube. Example number 2. Find the volume of the cube whose each length equal 5 cm. The volume of cube is equal edge length times edge length times edge length to become volume equal 5 cube equal 125 centimeter cube. And here we have the sum of popular cube numbers, like 1 cube equal 1, and 2 cube equal 8, and 3 cube equal 27, and so on. And by opposite way, from getting a cube to any number, we get in the cube root for this number, like cube root for 1 equal 1, and the cube root for 8 equal 2, and the cube root for 27 equal 3, and so on. And here, when we want to get out x cube from the cube root, in this case, we divide the power 3 over 3 to become x. And here, by the same, we want to get out x to the power 6 from the cube root. So we divide 6 by 3 to become x to the power 2. Exercise number 1. Complete the following table. Here, cube root for 8 equal 2, and cube root for 125 equal 5, and cube root for minus 27 equal negative 3, and cubing negative 10 equal negative 1000. And we want to get a cube root for 3 and 3 over 8, we need as a first to convert from the mixed number to a fraction. So we multiply 8 times 3 and then plus the product with 3. 8 times 3 equal 24 plus 3 equal 27. And the cube root for 27 over 8 become cube root for 27 over cube root for 8 to become 3 over 2. And by the same, cube root for negative 8 over 125 is become minus still, and cube root for 8 equal 2, and the cube root for 125 equal 5 to become negative 2 over 5. And cubing 6 become 216, and the cubing minus 4 become negative 64. Let's move. Find each of the following. Number 1, cube root for 216 equal 6 from the previous table. By factorization, we need to know about that 216, this number is even number because the digit in units place is even. So we can divide 216 by 2 as the first because 2 is a prime number. 216 over 2 equal 108, and 108 over 2 also equal 54, and 54 is an even number too because its unit is 4 and 4 is even number. 54 over 2 equal 27. 27 here, as we know, is divisible by 3 because the sum of its digit 2 and 7 is 9, and 9 is divisible by 3. So 27 divided by 3 equal 9, and 9 by the same divided by 3 equal 3, and 3 divided by 3 equal 1. Here, from every 3 repeated number we choose 1. So from this 3, 2, we choose 1, 2. And from 3 repeated 3, we choose 1, 3 from them, and then get the product of 2 times 3 to get the value of cube root 216 to become 6. And by the same, the cube root for negative 343 is equal negative 7. Number 3, cube root for 64 over 125, we getting a cube root for 64 to become 4, and cube root for 125 to become 5. So the final result is become 4 over 5. Number 4, cube root for minus 8 over 27. It's become cube root for minus 8 over cube root for 27. Cube root for minus 8 is minus 2, and the cube root for 27 is 3. So the final result is become minus 2 over 3. And number 5 is the decimal number. So before we beginning, we need to convert this decimal number to a fraction. 0.001 in fraction, it will be 1 over 1000, and the cube root for 1 is 1, and the cube root for 1000 is 10. So the final result become 1 over 10. Complete. 1 x to the power 3 is the cube root, so we want the cube root for x to the power 3. In this case, we divide the power 3 by 3 to become 1. So x to the power 1 is just x. And 4, we want to get in the cube root. So when we want to get in anything in the cube root, we multiply its power by 3. And 4 here, its power is 1. So 1 times 3, we get 4 to the power 3 is 64. And number 3, the square root for 16 equal 4, and we want to get in 4 in the cube root by multiply the power of 4 by 3. The power of 4 here is 1, and 1 times 3 equals 3, so we get 4 to the power 3 equals 64. Number 4, absolute value for cube root for negative 125. Cube root for negative 125 equal minus 5 or negative 5, and any negative value or positive value getting out from absolute to be a positive value. So cube root for minus 125, we get it out of absolute value equal 5, and 5, when we wanted to get it in the square root, we multiply its power by 2. So 5 to the power 2 equal 25. Number 5, cube root for 8 plus cube root for negative 8. Cube root for 8, we get it a 2, plus cube root for a minus 8, we get the minus 2. So positive 2 plus negative 2 equals 0. Number 6, cube root for 27 minus cube root for 64. We get cube root for 27 is 3 minus 4 equal minus 1. And the cube root for 27 is equal 3 minus cube root for negative 27. So we get a 3 minus 3. So when we have a negative times negative, we get the positive. Here we have 3 plus 3 equals 6. Find the value of x in each of the following. Number 1, cube root for x equal 5. So here x equal 5 cube equal 125. Number 2, cube root for x equal minus 1 over 4. So the cube root passing through the equal sign by power 3. So the power 3 for all minus 1 over 4. Minus 1 to the power 3 equal minus 1, and 4 to the power 3 equal 64. So x equal minus 1 over 64. Number 3, cube root x equal negative square root 4. Square root 4 equal 2, and because the sign is negative, so the cube root x equal minus 2. And here the cube root passing through the equal sign by power 3. So x equal minus 2 to the power 3, then x equal minus 8. Number 4, cube root for x minus 3 equal minus 1. Here at the first, we need to passing through negative 3 to the other side by an opposite sign to be minus 1 plus 3. And the second step, cube root for x equal minus 2, and then we change the cube root to the other side by power 3, and here x equal minus 2 to the power 3 equal negative 8. Thank you, our dear students, and I wish to see you next time.